Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to start off this week's video by talking first off about my current read, which is none other than The Conditions of Will by Miss Jessa Hastings. Now, you probably will have heard about this book if you've been on the internet at all recently. It just came out last week. I think it came out on April 1st, and everyone's just been reading it like crazy the past week or so. So now it's my turn. I just started it yesterday. I'm only like 39 pages in, so I'm not very far, but even just from the first page, honestly, I just love Jessa Hastings' writing style. The way that she puts words together is honestly amazing. I don't even know how to explain it. It's not like it's the most literary piece of work ever. It's just the way that she strings sentences together. Like, some of them are run-on sentences, but the way that she does them is just so good. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it in a way that is going to make sense. You just have to read her writing and you'll understand. Like I said, I'm only like 40 pages in, but I know I'm going to end up loving it. I hope I end up loving it, I guess. I don't know for sure, but from what I've seen other people say, it's a really good book. So fingers crossed we have another winner from Jessa Hastings. But other than that, it is Thursday today, and this weekend I have some fun plans. I'm actually going over to Vancouver Island to visit with my future sister-in-law. We're actually doing a bit of a surprise. I think it's a surprise. We originally had plans to do like a sort of winery weekend with me, her sister, our moms, a couple other ladies. But we've kind of turned it into like an impromptu bachelorette sort of wine weekend. My brother and her are getting married in June, so this is kind of a just thrown together sort of bachelorette weekend. That's going to be really fun. So I figured I would start my video today. This vlog is probably going to be more about the weekend than it is going to be about the book, but I wanted to mention the book that I'm reading in case I have any thoughts and I want to talk about them. I don't know how much reading I'm actually going to be able to do this weekend, but I am taking the book with me. I have a couple kind of house chores I need to do today, and then tomorrow I'm gonna like pack my bag and everything and get myself all ready. I think I kind of want a self-tan just so when we're taking pictures and stuff I look nice. I don't know. I haven't self-tanned in a while. I just feel like I need to add some color back to my skin, you know what I mean? So that's kind of my plans for this weekend. And then weekend after, so not this weekend, but next weekend, is actually the Easter long weekend. So Friday is a stat holiday. So Jesse and I both are going to go back over to the island again, and we're actually going camping with my brother, sister-in-law, and my parents are coming, and I think a few other people are going to join. So yeah, those are kind of my plans for the next couple weeks. Good morning, friends. It is Friday morning. I have gotten an early head start to my day. It's currently 7:27 a.m. I got up at like 6-ish, made Jesse some lunch to take with him to work today, and then obviously I had a shower. So I'm well on my way to getting myself all ready to go away to Vancouver Island for the weekend. So I'm just looking at my kind of to-do list today. I think I mentioned yesterday that I wanted to get myself kind of self-tanned. So I haven't done that yet, but that's on my to-do list. I like to wait after my shower. I like to wait maybe like an hour or so at least for all my pores to close before I self-tan to get the most even tan. I don't know. I'm not like a self-tan expert. I just know what works for me. So I have to do that. I have to self-tan myself. And then I have to pack all my clothes. I have to make sure that all my batteries and stuff are charged and empty out my SD cards so that they are completely clear, because I don't know exactly how much footage I'm going to get this weekend, but I want to make sure that I have enough storage space on my SD cards to film everything I need to film. That's honestly pretty much it. Like, I don't have that much that I need to do, but it's just like stuff that has to be done. Jesse's stepmom is actually gonna come pick me up like right when I'm off work at 4 o'clock, and she's gonna drive me to the ferry. If you've ever been to Vancouver, to get from like mainland Vancouver to Vancouver Island, you just take like a 2-hour ferry. I think it's an hour and 40 minutes or something like that. She's going to drive me to the ferry terminal when I'm off work at 4 o'clock. So I have to get everything done by then whilst working. So I should be fine. I don't think it's going to be all that busy today. Fingers crossed, I guess. I am also not really much farther into... I'm actually 0% farther into the conditions of will. I'm still on page 40. I didn't end up reading at all yesterday. Well, actually, that's not true, because I didn't read a physical book at all yesterday, but I did listen to some of the audiobook for A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which is like the prequel to the Hunger Games, if you didn't know, if you've been living under a rock. And to be honest, like, I'm listening to the audiobook because I didn't want to go and buy the physical book, because I hadn't heard great things about this one, but I've been hearing really good things about Sunrise on the Reaping, and people do recommend reading Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes before Sunrise on the Reaping. So I'm currently like 15% in to the audiobook, so it's okay. Like, nothing spectacular so far, but we'll see how I end up liking it. But yeah, nothing really major to update on. I'm hoping to read a little bit more of this today at some point if I have time. I'll definitely be taking it with me this weekend, and I'll probably end up reading a decent amount of it on the ferry ride. I'm going to, I think, go get my clothes started to pack, so just come with me. I'll take you with me. I'll show you what I'm packing for the weekend. It's not going to be anything exciting because I'm only gone for like 2 days, but I'll show you guys what I'm taking. Okay, I am in my living room, obviously, packing my bag in here because I have a big bin of like laundry that needs to be folded anyways, so I'll go through that while I'm kind of packing and everything. But basically, since it's kind of a bachelorette weekend type of situation, there is a dress code for tomorrow's activities, which is just black and denim. So super easy, but I have a couple options. So I just have like a Lululemon Align tank. That's one of my shirt options. I also just have a little black baby tee as another option. And then I have all the sleeve options. The other one is just a black, like, long sleeve sort of shirt. Not a whole lot of different color options, but different sleeve options, which, depending on the weather, because I don't know if you can tell with all this sunlight streaming in through my window, but it's kind of sunny. And I think I mentioned that it was supposed to be kind of gloomy or cloudy this weekend, but looking at the forecast now, it says that tomorrow is supposed to be clear skies. So those are my shirt options. And then for my denim, I just have these kind of ripped blue jeans from, the brand is BDG from Urban Outfitters. And I got these like, I don't know, 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago maybe, something like that. So I have those, and those are like a high-waisted, distressed, obviously, option. And then in my pile of laundry here, I also have, these are inside out, but these are just a regular pair of, they're technically supposed to be low-rise jeans. They're the, what's the name of them? The American Eagle ex-boyfriend jeans. So they're kind of oversized, and I think they're technically supposed to be low-rise, but on me they're kind of more like mid-rise. But they're a little bit looser, a little bit baggier. So, and they're not distressed. They're just plain jeans. So those are my 2 jean options, because if it is maybe a little bit warmer, then I'll probably go with the Urban Outfitters ones with the holes. But if it's cold, those are going to be too breezy for me. So I'll probably go for the other ones. Those are my jean options. And then whatever combination I end up wearing out of the shirts and the jeans there, I think I'm just going to wear white Converse with them and just hope that it doesn't rain, I guess. I don't think it will rain. If anything, I think it'll just be like a little sprinkling. I think on the ferry ride over, I'm just going to wear some Lululemon yoga pants. And I'm probably just going to wear my little like UGG boots with them to be comfortable. Because even though it's only like an hour and 40-minute ferry ride, it's still technically a travel day. I consider it a travel day because it takes like an hour or so to drive to the ferry, and then you have to sit there for a little bit and wait because you have to be there ahead of time, obviously. So you have to sit and wait before boarding the ferry. And I'm meeting my mom down at the ferry terminal because where my mom and dad live, they have to take a ferry from there to like the mainland other ferry terminal, and then from that ferry terminal we have to go over to Vancouver Island. It makes sense if you live here. But basically I'm meeting my mom down at the like mainland ferry terminal, and then we're going to take the ferry over to Vancouver Island. So I'm meeting her down there, and we're probably going to have like an hour and a half or so to kind of sit and wait. So we'll probably grab coffee or something. I think I'm also going to bring my like Aritzia puffy vest thing in case it is a little bit chilly, and that's black as well, so it'll still fit the theme. But I feel like a vest is a good option because even though it's supposed to be sunny, it's still going to be like 11 degrees, I think. Yeah, it says 11 degrees for the high of the day, so that's still cold. I also have my toiletry and makeup bag here that I figured I would show you what I have. Now, I'm not taking what I normally would if I was like traveling, because normally I would be taking like shampoo and conditioner and body wash and everything, but I'm staying at my sister-in-law's house and she'll have shampoo and body wash and stuff that I can use. So I just have my toiletry kit here that has like my deodorant and like my hair scrunchies and that sort of stuff. And then in this pocket I have my face wash, body lotion, face creams and stuff, my skincare stuff. And then I have my hair care stuff, like my hair oil and my hair cream and stuff. And then in this pocket, I have my makeup. So I really don't wear makeup all that often, maybe a few times a year. I don't even know if I'm actually going to wear much makeup tomorrow, but I know we're taking like pictures and stuff, so I probably will. So I've got just my basics like concealer, mascara, highlight, bronzer, that sort of stuff. You know, normal, like average makeup. And then I've obviously got my toothbrush and toothpaste. So that's what I've got in my toiletry kit, and that's really all I need. You can't really see it very well, but there's really not much in here. I've got like my 2 pairs of jeans, my 3 shirts, my toiletry kit. I'm gonna put my shoes in here as well, and maybe other bits and bobs that I remember that I need. I'm also taking like a separate backpack that's gonna have like all my day stuff, like my camera, all my camera equipment, my headphones, my wallet, purse, water bottle, all that sort of stuff, my book. Not a very exciting like pack with me, but I just thought I'd show you kind of what I take for literally just a weekend away. I'm only gone for 2 nights. I come home on Sunday at some point. I am going to finish getting this stuff all packed away, and then I think I'm going to go apply my self-tanner and stuff.
hi.
Can I help you?
I know, I'm just trying to get a good shot. So.
Good morning, friends. Sorry if you can hear Simba purring. He's like right on my lap. Anyways, I am obviously back home. Had a wonderful weekend, honestly. It was so fun to hang out with, my future sister-in-law, celebrating her, hanging out with her mom and her sister and all the ladies in their family, and it was just a blast. We had such a good time drinking wine. It was a beautiful, sunny weekend. The weather was great. It wasn't too cold. It was honestly amazing. Now I am back home. It's actually a couple days later. It's Wednesday now, because I've been catching up on sleep and other stuff the past couple days since I've been home. But it was fun because I came home on Sunday and Jesse picked me up from the ferry, and we ended up actually driving the opposite direction from home because I don't know how to explain this if you don't live here, but there's this place past the ferry terminal. If you keep driving up the highway, maybe another half an hour or so, there's this place called Squamish, and there's this really, really good Mexican fried chicken restaurant called Sunny Chiba's. It's super popular. Jesse had been craving it recently, so he was like, wow, it's only half an hour farther away, so let's go there. And we were trying to avoid traffic going home anyways. But yeah, so we went there. It was a beautiful drive out there because the drive from the ferry terminal to Squamish it's called the Sea to Sky Highway because you've literally got the ocean on one side of the highway and the mountains on the other side, and it's just such a beautiful drive. If you ever come to Vancouver, or if you live in Vancouver and you've never driven up to Squamish or Whistler or anything, it's one of those things where if it's a beautiful sunny day, it's a must do because it's just a really nice drive. We also realized that the last time we had Sunny Chivas, so Sunday was April 13th, and we were looking back at pictures from the last time we were there, and the last time we were there was also April 13th. Spoopy. It was so weird, actually. It was kind of funny. So we went there, got food, and then drove home. I don't have my book with me, but pretend I have the conditions of will right here. I didn't give any updates over the weekend because I really didn't have much time to read, but the past couple days I've read a decent amount, and I'm enjoying it. I think I'm maybe just about 200 pages in from what I remember. I think I'm almost 200 pages in. It's just so good being back in a Jessa Hastings book. I feel like she's so good at making characters that are so realistic. They feel like real people. And they're not always necessarily super relatable. For me, they're not people that I have things in common with necessarily, but they just have all of the characters that she's ever written, they have good qualities and bad qualities. They all have faults, and they all have, well, maybe not all of them, but most of them have redeeming qualities too. There's no perfect characters, and she does it in such an organic way. It doesn't feel like she's trying to give characters faults just for the sake of them being morally gray or anything like that. It just feels natural. I don't know. Her characters just feel very, very real, which I love to read about. So other than that, plot-wise, just about 200 pages in, I don't think we've hit any sort of major climax. There's just So far, it's been kind of learning bits and pieces of what has happened in the past. That's my kind of book update on where we're at. That's my weekend update. I hope you guys enjoyed the clips that I included from the weekend. I obviously didn't include everything, but I included some little bits and pieces in this video so that you guys kind of got a little snippet of it. I think I'm going to end this video here though. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it in the beginning of this video, but me and Jesse are both going away again back to Vancouver Island this weekend, but we're going camping with everyone. I'm gonna start a new video for all of that. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.